I died, choking on my own vomit in a luxury hotel bathtub in the Maldives. The champagne flute I'd shattered against the marble tile still clutched in my spasming hand. My best friend's betrayal replaying like a glitchy nightmare reel as the water turned pink, not from blood, but from the cheap rose I'd drowned my sorrows in after her text arrived. No place for me at her wedding, I'd whispered to the empty suite, the words tasting like ash, before the pills kicked in and the world blurred to black. But death wasn't the end, it was a goddamn reset button, slamming me back into my 28-year-old body on the morning of her engagement party, heart pounding like a war drum. The scent of fresh coffee and betrayal thick in my Manhattan apartment air. Lola Harper. Reborn. And this time, I wouldn't go quietly. That text from Mia, my sister-in-arms since freshman year, at NYU. The one who'd sworn we'd conquer the city together, had been the final gut punch. Hey babe. Wedding's gonna be intimate. Space issues. Love ya. Catch up soon? Two hearts intimate. As if our shared history of late-night confessions and rooftop toasts meant nothing next to her perfect Pinterest board of a life with my ex-fiancé, Ethan. I'd bolted to that vacation to find myself, or so I told everyone. But really, it was to outrun the humiliation of being uninvited from the very event that should have been mine. Everything unraveled from there. The isolation, the spiral, the overdose that the tabloids spun as tragic heiress's breakdown. But now, with the steam from my shower still fogging the mirror, I stared at my reflection, same sharp cheekbones, same hazel eyes that had once sparkled with trust, and vowed, Mia Caldwell, you stole my life once. This time, I'll bury you in yours. The engagement party was that night at the plaza, all crystal chandeliers and champagne towers. The kind of affair that screamed old money even though Mia's family was as nouveau as they came. Tech startup cash from her dad's failed.com that somehow ballooned into a fintech empire. I slipped into a slinky black sheath dress that hugged my curves like a second skin. The one I'd bought for my own engagement photos with Ethan 6 months ago. Heels clicking like gunfire on the subway stairs. I felt the old rage bubbling up, but I tamped it down. Revenge wasn't a sprint, it was a marathon of calculated steps. And step one was reconnaissance. As I emerged into the lobby, the doorman's nod felt like a secret handshake. Lola 2.0 was in the house. And she came armed with memories no one else had. The ballroom was a sea of designer labels and forced laughter. Fairy lights twinkling like false stars over the crowd of Wall Street wolves and Instagram influencers. Mia held court near the bar, her blonde waves cascading perfectly. That emerald ring, Ethan's grandmother's heirloom. The one he'd slid on my finger first, flashing like a taunt under the lights. Ethan hovered beside her, his broad shoulders filling out a tailored tux. That boyish grin plastered on as he clinked glasses with venture capitalists. My stomach twisted, not with jealousy anymore, but with the cold clarity of hindsight. I knew what came next, the whispers about my instability, the leaked emails painting me as the clingy ex, the boardroom coup where Mia's fresh ideas sidelined me from the Harper-Caldwell merger that was supposed to be my legacy. I grabbed a flute of bubbly and weaved through the throng, pasting on a smile that didn't reach my eyes.
Mia.
Ethan. Oh my God. You two look like you stepped out of a magazine. My voice was honey over gravel. The Midwestern lilt I'd never quite shaken from my Ohio roots, making it sound disarmingly genuine. Mia's eyes widened in that split-second flicker of surprise. Good. She hadn't expected me to show, before she recovered with a squeal, pulling me into a hug that smelled of Chanel No. 5 and deceit. Lola, I wasn't sure you'd make it after everything. But I'm so glad. Here. Meet my cousin from LA. She thrust me toward a vapid brunette, already scanning the room for bigger fish. Ethan leaned in, his cologne hitting me like a freight train, sandalwood and regret. Hey.
Low.
You okay? It's been intense. His hand brushed my arm, a ghost of the touch that once set me on fire. Now just fuel for the inferno building in my chest. Intense is one word for it, I replied, my gaze locking onto his with the weight of unspoken accusations. But life's too short for grudges, right? To new beginnings. I raised my glass, clinking theirs with a force that made the crystal sing. As they turned back to their admirers, I melted into the shadows, ears tuned to the murmurings. That's when I heard it, snippets from a cluster of suits by the dessert table. Caldwell's got the inside track on the merger docs. Harper's girl was too emotional. Leaked shit online or something. Emotional.
Leaked.
The buried secret Mia had planted, forged emails from my account, slandering Ethan's family business. Timed perfectly to tank my credibility when I pushed back on her innovations that were really just embezzlement light, skimming investor funds into offshore accounts. My fists clenched around the stem until it threatened to snap. In my first life, I'd confronted her tearfully at a coffee shop, begged Ethan to see reason, only for them to gaslight me into therapy and a leave of absence. This time, no tears. I slipped my phone from my clutch and fired off a quick text to my lawyer cousin in Brooklyn, dig into Mia Caldwell's fintech shell companies. Cross-reference with Harper Investments transfers. Discreet. The reply buzzed back almost instantly. On it. What's the play? I typed. Burn slow. The night wore on in a haze of small talk and sidelong glances. Mia cornered me by the powder room, her smile brittle as spun sugar. Low. Seriously? About the text, I didn't mean to hurt you. It's just, with the family drama. She trailed off, eyes darting like she expected me to crumble. Family drama? I echoed, tilting my head with feigned innocence. You mean like how your dad's company nearly went under in '08 because he cooked the books? Or how you covered for him by marrying that lobbyist twice your age for a green card boost? Her face drained of color, bullseye. I'd pieced that together in the aftermath of my death, combing through public records from my hospital bed, too broken to act but sharp enough to remember. Water under the bridge.
Mia.
But hey, if you ever need advice on spotting a snake in the grass. I left her sputtering, the seed of doubt planted. Step 2. Isolate the allies. I sidled up to Ethan's sister, Tessa, a no-nonsense litigator with a soft spot for me since college. Tessa, gorgeous as ever. Listen, I know things ended messy with Ethan.
But Mia?
She's playing a long game with those merger funds. Ever notice how her charity donations line up with quarterly shortfalls? Tessa's brow furrowed, her lawyer instincts kicking in. What are you saying, Lola? Just that blood's thicker than champagne. Think about it. I squeezed her arm and vanished into the crowd, the party's pulse syncing with my own accelerating heartbeat. By midnight, as the cake was cut and toast slurred, I was buzzed on adrenaline, not alcohol. Ethan caught me at the coat check, his tie loosened, eyes glassy. Low.
Wait. Can we talk?
For old times, old times. The cabin in the Catskills where he'd proposed under a meteor shower. The late nights building our app that revolutionized microlending for underserved communities until Mia helped by injecting her father's shady capital, turning our dream into a debt trap. Old times are dead. Ethan, I said softly, my hand on his chest, feeling the rapid thump beneath. But if you want new ones, start by checking your girl's browser history. Keywords: Cayman Islands. His confusion was my cue to exit, hailing a cab into the neon-veined night. Back in my apartment, overlooking the Hudson's dark shimmer, I poured a real drink, bourbon neat, the burn grounding me. The memories flooded, the vacation escape, the texts that shattered me, the unraveling that led to my topside end.
But now,
with the clock ticking back to 0, I had the advantage. Mia's wedding was 3 months out, plenty of time to unravel her threads. Dawn cracked through my blinds like a thief, and I was already up, laptop glowing in the pre-coffee gloom. Tess's email pinged at 6:17 a.m. Holy shit.
low.
Found discrepancies. Over $2 million funneled through Mia's LLC to a Bahamian trust, tied to her dad's old firm. You want me to loop in the SEC? My fingers flew. Not yet. Build the file. And Ethan, plant the seed anonymously. Revenge wasn't about spectacle, it was surgical. A scalpel to the jugular. I hit send and leaned back, the city's hum vibrating through the floorboards. Modern New York, where dreams died in boardrooms and bodies in bathtubs. But fortunes flipped on a leaked memo. Work called, Harper Investments, the family firm I'd clawed my way into as VP of Impact Ventures. The role Mia coveted like a junkie eyes a fix. In my first go-round, she'd charmed the board into mentoring me, then sabotaged my pitches with whispers of my erratic behavior.
Today,
I strode into the glass tower on Park Avenue like I owned it. Hell, I practically did. Dad's quiet pride in me the one constant in this chaos. Morning, Emma's. Harper, my assistant, Jamal, said with his trademark grin, handing over a latte. Big meeting with the Caldwells at noon. You prepped. Prepped to eviscerate, I muttered, then caught myself.
kidding.
Mostly. Up in my corner office, views sprawling to the Empire State, I rehearsed the pitch, expanding our microlending app to underserved immigrant communities. Real social good. Not Mia's window-dressing philanthropy that hid her schemes. But when the Caldwells arrived, her father, Victor, with his shark smile and Rolex gleam, Mia, perched like a prom queen, I saw the trap spring anew. Victor launched into it. Lola, darling, your vision's noble, but let's inject some Caldwell innovation. We've got partners in the Caymans who can scale this overnight, triple the returns. Mia nodded eagerly, her hand on Ethan's knee under the table. A subtle claim. Ethan shifted uncomfortably. Tess's anonymous tip must have landed. I smiled. All teeth. Scale sounds great, Victor. But returns without ethics? That's just another Ponzi dressed in fintech drag. Remember '08? Your partners left a lot of families homeless. The room iced over. Victor's jowls tightened. That's ancient history.
Girl.
And irrelevant. Is it? I slid a folder across the mahogany. Printouts from Jamal's late-night dive, cross-referenced with Tess's prelims. Because it looks like history's repeating. Small transfers. Mia's signature. Coincidence. Mia's laugh tinkled like breaking glass.
Lola.
Sweetie, you're stressed. Ethan's told me about your episodes. The therapy sessions they'd forced, the pills prescribed to manage my delusions. Ethan flushed, avoiding my eyes.
Mia.
That's not, but she steamrolled, tears welling on cue. I just want what's best for the merger. For us all. The board murmured, sympathy tilting her way. Classic Mia. Victim card played to perfection. In Life 1.0, I'd folded, apologized, stepped back.
Now?
I stood, voice steel. Best for the merger means clean books.
Mia.
Or the SEC gets a Christmas card from me. Gasps rippled. Victor blustered about lawsuits. Mia sobbed into Ethan's shoulder. I excused myself to the ladies' lounge, splashing water on my face. The mirror reflecting a woman forged in fire. Controversial? Hell yes. But necessary. Back home that evening, the fallout brewed. Ethan's text, WTF.
Low?
Mia's a wreck. Call me. I ignored it. Scrolling X instead, formerly Twitter, where the chattering class dissected scandals like vultures. A quick search on Mia turned up fan accounts gushing over her empowerment posts. But deeper dives revealed buried threads, anonymous tips about Caldwell irregularities from years back, quashed by NDAs. One user, at @TruthInTech, had posted timelines matching my suspicions. I DM'd, got more? Harper here. Let's talk. Her reply, knew you'd circle back. Me tomorrow? Coffee in Brooklyn. Allies forming. Threads pulling. But sleep evaded me. Ghosts of the past clawing up. The vacation Bali first. Then Maldives. Chasing Zen in turquoise waters. Only to drown in isolation. Mia's texts had escalated. Please don't hate me. Then radio silence as the media frenzy hit. Heiress Lola Harper spirals after ex's engagement bombshell. Spirals. As if she hadn't orchestrated the leak to her gossip columnist friend. A knock shattered the midnight quiet. Ethan. Disheveled. Bottle of scotch in hand. Let me in.
Low.
We need to hash this. Against my better judgment. I did. He paced my living room. All pent-up energy. The man I'd loved now a puzzle, missing spiteful pieces. Mia's scared. Says you're out to sabotage the wedding. Is that true? I poured us both measures. The amber liquid swirling like secrets. Sabotage?
No.
Justice? Absolutely. You remember the app launch? How she fixed the code, but really backdoored it to siphon data for her dad's trades. His eyes widened, feigned or not. I couldn't tell. That's insane. Proof. Coming soon. I stepped closer. The air crackling. But you,
Ethan?
you chose her. After everything. That night in the cabin, forever. Low. Ring a bell? His hand cupped my face, thumb tracing my jaw. A spark igniting old flames. I was an idiot. Scared of your intensity. Your fire. Mia was. Safe. Safe.
The word ignited me.
I kissed him then, not soft. Not nostalgic. But fierce. A reclaiming laced with venom. He responded, hands roaming. But I pulled back, breath ragged. Not yet. Earn it. Dig into her emails. Or stay blind. He left dazed, the door clicking like a loaded chamber. The next day, at @TruthInTech, real name, Riley, a jaded ex-Caldwell coder, met me at a hole-in-the-wall in Williamsburg. Tattoos snaking up her arms. Eyes sharp as switchblades. She slid a USB across the scarred table. Everything, logs, transfers, even audio of Mia bragging to Victor about handling you. Cost me my job, but worth it. I pocketed it, heart thundering. Why help now? She shrugged. Karma's a bitch. And you're not the first she burned. As we parted, my phone buzzed. Mia, stay away from Ethan. Or I'll make sure everyone knows what a psycho you are. Psycho. The accusation that had driven me to the edge before. This time, it was gasoline. Weeks blurred into a tense tango. The merger stalled, board meetings devolving into shouting matches. Mia's wedding planning ramped up, her Insta a shrine to Tool and tranquility. But cracks showed, puffy eyes in stories, cryptic captions about toxic exes. Ethan and I met in secret, stolen coffees turning to heated nights in anonymous hotels, his confessions spilling like confessions in the dark. She forged those emails.
Low.
I found them. God, I'm sorry, but trust was a fragile thing. Shattered once. I used him, fed him just enough to widen the rift. While Riley and Tessa built the case, ironclad evidence of fraud. Enough to topple empires. Controversial decision 1. I leaked a teaser to a financial blogger, anonymous. Of course, hinting at Caldwell corruption. The stocks dipped. Victor raged in voicemails I deleted without listening. Then the pushback. My apartment vandalized. Back off scrawled in red lipstick on the mirror. Mia's handiwork. No doubt. I called the cops. Filed a report, public record. Another thread in her noose. Ethan proposed we run away. Ditch it all for some West Coast fresh start. Tempting.
But no.
This was my unraveling to direct. Halloween crept in like a bad omen. Jack-o'-lanterns leering from stoops as I navigated the subway to Riley's loft in Bushwick. The USB's contents had metastasized into a full dossier, spreadsheets of laundered funds, voice memos of Mia cooing to offshore bankers, even a grainy video of her and Victor toasting to Lola's exit strategy. Exit strategy, their euphemism for my professional crucifixion, complete with planted psych evals to discredit me. I clutched the thumb drive like a talisman, the train's rattle mirroring my nerves. Modern America, ghosts in the machine, revenge served digital. Riley's place was a hacker's den, servers humming, walls papered in conspiracy boards. Check this, she said, pulling up a encrypted chat log. Mia to an unknown, Harper sniffing. Handle it like last time. Deep fake her meltdown. Last time, the video of me ranting incoherently at a bar, spliced from innocuous clips that had gone viral post-engagement. My unraveling blueprint. Fuckers. I breathe, fury coiling tight. We go public. Riley shook her head. Too soon. Twist the knife first. I've got a script to mirror her accounts, post from her handle. Subtle digs at the wedding vendors. Chaos without fingerprints. Controversial? Absolutely. Hacking light. Skirting laws I'd once sworn to uphold. But ethics were luxury goods. And Mia had pawned mine. Do it, I said. And Lupin Tessa for the legal shield. As I left, candy corn crunching underfoot on the street. My phone lit up, Dad. Low. Boards fracturing. Caldwell's threatening pullout. You okay? I texted back. Better than ever. Trust me. Back at Harper HQ, the tension was palpable. Assistants whispering like leaves in a storm. Jamal cornered me by the copier. MS.
Ash.
Ethan's been calling non-stop. Says Mia's spiraling. Cancelled the florist. Fired the planner. Weddings on life support. Schadenfreude tasted sweet, but hollow.
Ethan.
Our affair was a minefield now. Passion laced with paranoia. Last night, tangled in midtown sheets. He'd whispered, "Marry me instead. Fuck the merger. Fuck her." I'd laughed it off. But the seed took root. Could I reclaim without destroying? No time for what-ifs. The noon briefing. Victor and Mia, flanked by lawyers like attack dogs. "This ends now." "Lola," Victor growled, slamming a cease and desist. "Retract your slanders, or we sue for defamation."
Mia.
Makeup flawless, but eyes red-rimmed, added, "I thought we were friends." "How could you?"
Friends.
The word ignited flashbacks. College dorms. Sharing breakup stories over boxed wine. Her at my mom's funeral, holding me as I sobbed over the empty pews. Betrayal cut deeper because it was forged in fire. Friends don't steal fiancés or fudge ledgers. "Mia," I replied coolly, sliding my own packet, the teaser evidence, redacted for deniability. "But hey, if you want to talk real history, let's start with your green card groom. Or should I say, ex, the one who OD'd after you bled him dry." Her gasp was theatrical. But Victor's pallor? Genuine. "That's libel," he sputtered. I shrugged. "Prove it. Or settle. Pull your dirty money from the merger. And we call it even." The room erupted. Accusations flying. Chairs scraping. Ethan burst in mid-chaos, face thunderous. "Enough, Mia. The emails, I saw them. It's over." Time froze. Mia whirled on him, venom spewing. "You bastard. After I saved your ass from her crazy. Him me as crazy." The old wound tore open. But I stood firm, watching her crumble. Security escorted the Caldwells out amid sobs and shouts, the board dispersing in stunned silence. Victory lap? Not quite. Ethan's eyes met mine, a mix of relief and accusation. "You planned this." "Survived it," I corrected, brushing past.
Outside.
The autumn chill bit, leaves swirling like confetti from hell. My phone exploded, X threads ablaze with Caldwell scandal. Riley's subtle posts morphing into full expose. Anonymous sources me, laundered through proxies dropping bombs. Mia's wedding registry crashed from the traffic, sponsors ghosted her empowerment brand. That night, alone with takeout Thai and a bottle of Pinot, the high crashed. Guilt gnawed. What if I'd pushed too far? Dad called, voice gravelly with pride. Kicked their asses.
Kiddo.
Merger's yours if you want it. I did. But at what cost? A knock, Ethan again. Rain-soaked. Desperation etched.
Low.
She's threatening everything. Said she'll expose us, our nights. Ruin you worse. Expose us. The controversial core. My revenge affair. A mirror to her sins. I pulled him inside. Towels and urgency blurring lines. Let her. I murmured against his skin. I've got nothing left to lose. Lies, we both knew it. As he slept, I scrolled Mia's feed. A single post. Black square captioned, betrayed by those closest. Resilience. Comments poured. Support. Suspicion. The twist loomed. I could feel it. A shadow lengthening. November ushered in gray skies and gray moods. The SEC probe launched quietly. Tess's filings airtight. Victor lawyered up, offering a plea. Return the funds. No charges.
Mia?
Radio silent. Her socials gone dark. Ethan and I danced a dangerous waltz, publicly distant, privately entangled. But cracks formed, his hesitations, my doubts. This isn't you. Lo, he said one dawn, tracing my scars, emotional, invisible. The old you wouldn't burn at all. The old me died, I snapped. Literally, the slip, too much bourbon, too little filter. He pressed, but I deflected, fleeing to yoga in the park. Downward dog doing fuck all for the knot in my gut. Then the call, Riley. Voice tight. Mia's lawyered up too. Dropped a bomb, claims you're the embezzler. Framed her. Got evidence, doctored transfers in your name. My blood iced. Scheming bitch. Always one step ahead in the dirt. Controversial decision too. Go nuclear. I met Tessa at her firm. The city a blur below.
Full leak.
Everything. Now. You sure? This torches bridges. Your rep. Rep's already ash. Light the match. By evening, Bloomberg broke it. Fintech fraud ring exposed. Caldwell Air at center. Attachments. The works. Chaos erupted. Stocks plummeted. Victor arrested at dawn. Mia's face splashed across CNN. Tear-streaked and defiant. Ethan texted. She's gone. Packed and fled to her aunt's in LA. We free.
Free.
The word mocked me. I drove to the cabin that weekend. Alone. The woods whispering old promises. Snow dusted the pines. Early for November. Inside. The ring box sat untouched on the mantel, his proposal spot. I tried it on. The diamond cold.
What now?
Rebuild with Ethan. Helm the firm. Play the phoenix? Or was the twist that revenge hollowed you out? A voicemail from an unknown. Mia. Voice shattered. You win.
Low.
But you destroyed us all. Remember that when you're alone.
Click.
Alone. The buried secret surfaced then. In the firelight's flicker, her infertility, confessed in a drunken haze years back, the real reason she clung to Ethan. To normalcy. My theft of her future, crueler than fraud. I smashed the ring against the stone hearth, shards glittering like tears. Back in the city, the wedding date loomed, Thanksgiving weekend, now a farce. Invites retracted, vendors suing. Ethan proposed again, on one knee in my office, the board watching. Make it real this time. Flashbulbs popped, X lit up with lol Ethan Redix. I said yes. But, as his lips met mine, the hook twisted, Mia's final play. Emailed from a burner. Attached, ultrasound pic. Timestamped last month.
His.
Not yours.
Pregnant.
Ethan's child. The betrayal looped eternal, her scheming womb. My Pyrrhic throne. December's frost etched the windows like accusations. The city hunkered under a blanket of slush and scandal. Mia's email burned in my inbox. That grainy black and white blob, a grenade with the pin pulled. His. Ethan's. Conceived in the wreckage of our affair? Or before? In the safe harbor of their engagement? I deleted it. Hands shaking. But the image seared, tiny heartbeat flickering like a lie. Reborn for revenge. And now this. Collateral in her ultimate countermove. Lola Harper. Architect of empires. Felled by a fetus. Ethan noticed the shift that night. Over candlelight at Le Bernardin. Our celebration dinner. Paparazzi, buzzing like flies outside. Lo, you're a million miles away. His hand covered mine. Warm. Familiar. I forced a smile. The yes from yesterday still echoing hollow. Just the merger jitters. SEC's wrapping. Dad's retiring, big shoes. Lies layered thick. He bought it. Or pretended. Launching into visions of our future. Hampton's house. App going global. Maybe kids someday.
Kids.
The words stuck like glass. I excused myself to the ladies. Splashing cold water. Staring down the woman in the mirror. Eyes shadowed.
Resolve fraying.
Call her bluff?
Confront.
Or weaponize. Controversial decision 3. Play the long game. Deeper into the gray. Back at the table. I squeezed his hand. Kids sound perfect. But first, let's make sure no ghosts haunt us. His brow crinkled. I waved it off. Figurative ghosts. The next weeks were a whirlwind of wedding planning. Ironic. Flipping Mia's script. Venue. The plaza. Reclaiming her turf. Dress fittings in Soho. Ethan's enthusiasm a bomb. But doubt gnawed. Riley checked the email trace. Burner. Untraceable. But I've got eyes on her aunt's place. LA traffic cams show her arriving end of November. No movement since. Hiding? Plotting? Tessa advised a paternity test. Discreet. Get a sample. End the speculation. Speculation. That's what the press spun now. Lola versus Mia. Forums dissecting our feud like true crime pods. Was it love triangle or corporate espionage? One headline blared. I leaked nothing more, letting the narrative simmer, but anonymously fed Riley's bots to amplify Mia's silence as guilt. Her few remaining allies defected. Even her empowerment sponsors sued for breach. Christmas approached. Tinsel-twined streets a mockery of cheer. Dad hosted the family bash in our Upper East Side brownstone. Turkey and toasts amid twinkling lights. Ethan fits seamlessly. Charming aunts with finance jargon. But Tessa pulled me aside by the eggnog. Samples in the lab. Results Friday. You good? Her eyes searched mine sister-in-law to be
Confident. Good as gold, I lied.
clinking glasses. But sleep brought nightmares. Mia's text. The tub. Now overlaid with a baby's cry echoing in the water. Friday dawned brutal. Snow squalling. The call came mid-commute. Negative match.
Dennis. Harper.
Father not Ethan Caldwell Harper. Relief crashed. Then suspicion. Not his.
Whose?
Victor's empire crumbles, suggested desperate alliances. I texted Riley. Dig deeper. Who's the donor? Her reply. On it. But lo, this smells like bait.
Bait.
Mia's MO. Dangling carrots of chaos. Ethan and I exchanged rings that New Year's at a quiet Times Square overlook. Fireworks bursting like false promises. Forever. For real, he murmured. I echoed it. But the twist tightened. A package arrived Eve's morn. No return address. Inside, the ultrasound printout. Annotated in red pen. Liar. Check the dates. Conception. Mid-October. During our first reconciliation coffee. Mine? No. Ethan's timeline didn't align. He'd sworn fidelity post-Mia split. Rage boiled anew. Scheming extended to fabrication, deepfake docs? I confronted him that night. Printout thrust like evidence. Explain. His face crumpled.
Low.
It was a one-off. Before us. Some donor thing. Mia wanted a backup. Insurance. I donated anonymously. For her. Donated. The buried secret unearthed. Her infertility. Yes. But weaponized. She'd framed it as his child to shatter us. Banking on my paranoia. You pitted her, I hissed, the room spinning. After everything, you played savior. It was before. I love you.
Low.
Only you. Tears. Please. But trust? Shattered irreparably. I stormed out into the confetti-strewn streets, cabs honking oblivion. Riley met me at her loft, laptop open to hacked clinic records. Donor match, Ethan's profile. But no pregnancy confirmed. Mia's aunt's a fertility doc. Faked the scan. Bitch is barren. Bluffing to burn you. Burn me. The cycle complete. Controversial decision 4. Mercy kill the feud. I drafted the email to Mia, CCNG lawyers. Truce. Funds returned. No charges. Disappear.
Send.
Then to Ethan. We're done. Keep your pity. Your ring. Block. January thawed the city. Scandals cooling to embers. The merger sailed through. Me at the helm. App launches hailed as Harper's redemption. Crown me boss babe. But the crown chafed. Tessa became my rock. Board ally. Dad's quiet nod my anchor. Nights. I wandered Central Park. Skates on frozen ponds. Chasing normalcy. But rebirth's price. Isolation's echo. The tub's whisper. Then, Twist's apex, Mia surfaced. Not in fury, but fragility. A handwritten letter. Postmarked LA. Low. You won. But winning feels like dying. The infertility, it broke me. Made me steal your light. Therapy now. Real this time. Forgive? Not for me, for you. Enclosed, a check. Full restitution. Signed over her empire's remnants.
Forgive.
The hook that snagged my first death. I burned it. Ashes swirling in the wind off my balcony. No forgiveness, just release. Ethan faded to acquaintance. Wedding cancelled with a bland presser. Mutual decision. He found peace elsewhere. I found power. Spring bloomed. Cherry blossoms mocking winter scars. I stood at the plaza's altar. Solo, vow renewal to self. In white silk and steel resolve. No guests. Just the ghosts I'd exorcised. As the organ swelled, my phone buzzed, unknown. Proud of you.
Kiddo.
Dad, he'd crashed the feed. Laughter bubbled. Real for once. Revenge's end? Not tidy. Not triumphant. Happy tinged tragic. I'd reclaimed my life. But echoes lingered. Mia's phantom pregnancy. Ethan's pity. My own drowned reflection. Yet in the mirror now. Hazel eyes gleamed unshadowed. Lola Harper. Version 3.0. Scarred. But soaring. Summer scorched Manhattan into a pressure cooker. Humidity clinging like unresolved grudges. 6 months post-truce. The app hit 1 million users. Microloans flowing to single moms and queens. Refugees in the Bronx. Real impact without the Caldwell taint. Board meetings became brainstorming sessions. Dad's retirement party a roast of my cutthroat comeback. To Lola, he toasted, eyes misty, who turned poison into power. Clinks and cheers. But beneath, the tension simmered. Scandals don't die, they metastasize. Riley and I partnered formally, her coding genius bolstering the app's security. No more backdoors, she quipped over IPAs at a rooftop bar. City lights sprawling like conquered territory. Tessa, now general counsel, vetted every deal. Her dry wit my shield. If another ex-fiancé shows, I'm billing double. Laughter came easier now. the knot in my chest loosening to a faint pull. But Mia's letter haunted, a bookmark in my nightstand drawer. I'd kept it, not for sentiment, but strategy, leverage if she resurfaced. She didn't, though whispers trickled. Therapy intensives in Malibu. A quiet divorce from her green card ghost. Turns out, he'd faked his death for insurance, her cover-up the final straw. Victor rotted in minimum security, penning a tell-all that flopped.
Ethan?
Thriving in venture capital. Dating a barista half his age, blissfully basic.
Me?
Dating danced on the horizon. A tentative app swipe here. A gallery opening there. No sparks. But no spirals. Therapy of my own, reluctant sessions unpacking the tub. The text. The rebirth no one believed but me. Past life regression? My shrink probed gently. Or just trauma's echo? I shrugged. Does it matter? I'm here. The anniversary loomed. July 15th. 1 year since the reset. The engagement party that ignited it all. I marked it alone at the Plaza Bar. Nursing a rose. Irony's vintage. The bartender, a grizzled vet with stories in his squint, slid a napkin note. Heard your tale. Brave shit. On the house. Tales traveled. My rags to riches, more phoenix from fraud, had become urban legend. That's when she appeared. Ghost in Gucci. Mia. Thinner. Blonde cropped to a pixie that sharpened her cheekbones to blades. Low. One word. Laced with everything, apology, envy, exhaustion. I didn't flinch.
Mia.
Drink. She slid onto the stool, ordering water, sober. I noted. Water's fine.
I
Saw the app launch. It's brilliant. What we could have built.
We.
The pronouns stung. Old habits. What you stole. You mean. Her nod was slow. Eyes downcast.
Yeah. Stole.
Everything, Ethan. Your confidence. Your future. Infertility made me a monster. You just got caught in the jaws. Confessions spilled then. Unprompted. The forged emails born of desperation. The vacation text a preemptive strike to isolate me. The pregnancy, a fabricated Hail Mary from her aunt's clinic files. I wanted you broken. So I'd feel whole. Broken. The mirror to my death. I sipped. The rose tart. You succeeded.
Once.
But death's a hell of a teacher. Slip again too much? Her brow furrowed. Death.
Low.
What? Metaphor. I cut in.
Smooth.
Point is, I rebuilt. You can too. Truce extended. Olive branch or trap. She clutched it. Tears welling. Forgive me? Not for absolution, for closure. Controversial decision 5. The gut punch. Forgiveness is earned.
Mia.
Start by testifying against Victor. Full truth. No holds. Help the families he ruined, like mine. In '08. Her flinch was visceral. But she nodded.
For you.
For me. She left with a hug, awkward.
Real.
No violins. Just the clink of glasses and a faint thaw. Back home. The Hudson glittered under moonfire. A canvas wiped cleanish. Ethan's text pinged. Blocked number bypassed. Heard Mia's in town. Careful. Miss you.
Delete.
No room for pity's echoes. Fall painted the park in fire. Leaves crunching under jogs that cleared my head. The app scaled nationally. Accolades piling. Forbes 30 under 30 Redux.
Ted Talkin' Bites.
Dad remarried. A sweet librarian from the village. Vows under autumn arches. Me walking him down the aisle. Proud doesn't cover it.
Kid, he whispered.
Tears pricked. Family.
Reforged.
Winter circled back. Snow blanketing sins. Mia's testimony dropped the hammer on Victor. Full restitution. Plea deal crumbled. She vanished again. This time to Vancouver. Building a non-profit for infertility support. Redemption arc? Time would tell.
Me?
I stood at the tub in my new Tribeca loft, no echoes. Just steam and resolve. The tech's anniversary passed unmarked. Vacations now meant recharges. Not escapes, Aspen ski trips with Tessa. Solo hikes in the Adirondacks. Climax's echo, a gala at MoMA. Black ties and champagne flutes. Ethan cornered me by the Warhol. Eyes earnest. Low.
Seeing you shine.
I fucked up. Royally. His hand extended. Not for reclaim, but amends. Friends. The old me would have crumbled or clawed.
New?
I shook it. Firm. Friends works. But boundaries.
Ethan.
Hard ones. He nodded. Relief washing. As he melted into the crowd, Riley sidled up, arm linked. Slaying dragons again? Just slaying ghosts. We toasted. The city's pulse syncing with mine, vibrant, unyielding. Twist's final turn, spring equinox. A package from Vancouver. Inside, a journal. Mia's script, entries from our college days. Unvarnished, her envy of my easy confidence. The infertility diagnosis shattering her. The betrayal as a scream for help. Last page. You saved me by breaking me. Thank you, sister. No check. No strings. Burned it? No, shelved it. Beside the letter. History. Not haunting. Ending. Not wholly happy. Nor pure tragedy. Bittersweet alloy. Forged in fire's aftermath. Lola Harper. Twice born. Walked Fifth Avenue that dawn. Sun cresting skyscrapers. Heels clicking destiny. No seat at the table? I'd built my own damn banquet. And the world, it bent. Grudgingly. To the woman who wouldn't unravel.